So what's the best pocket knife under $200? That's kind of a loaded question, but for some reason, my comment section has been flooded with these questions in the last month, saying like between $100 and $200, like what would you recommend is just like the one and done best blade in the pocket knife arena. And that's kind of like asking me which of my kids is my favorite. I can't just pick one. There are a few that really float to the surface, kind of the cream of the crop. And so I want to share with you my top 5 favorite sub $200 pocket knives, definitely in that kind of $100 to $200 range. And I have like sub 3-inch blades, I have large tactical folders, and the last series of pocket knives on this list I don't think you're going to be expecting at all, and is going to truly blow you away for the value to what you get. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm Aaron. This is Gideonstactical. Let's dive in and have some fun. Now, launching in this list real strong is this blade right here. It dropped in this configuration middle of 2025 and really just kind of blew anyone who was paying attention away, and it is the HOGUE Knives MYSTO. This is a USA-made blade sporting MagnaCut steel, has their crossbar lock, and the MagnaCut is like a good 62 to 64 HRC. That's what you want with MagnaCut, especially with like folders and stuff. And what's really cool about this is that it's sporting some unique features that should make this knife easily like double what it goes for. Because on top of that MagnaCut steel and being American made, they also have the accents, so the thumb studs, anything green, the little standoffs here are titanium. So these are titanium thumb studs, these are titanium offsets. And if you don't like this colorway, the rich light handles, this is the kind of like earth tone one with topo mapping. You can get like a blue one for the kind of the water, red for fire, and then I think they have like a dark earth one, and then you can even go all the way up and go crazy and spend a ton of money on titanium version, and that one is going to be like double handle. So what's really interesting though is even though this is going to be a blade that is sporting all of these features, including the rich light handle, you know, it's not like a polymer that's flexy. I mean, this has liners that are milled all the way through. Rich light, if you're not familiar with, is like a paper infused resin, and kind of gives you the texture, like the best of micarta and G10. It doesn't absorb water and moisture like micarta, but it's a little more natural feeling than G10. And with this particular blade being just under 3.5 inches, you're just getting so much capability, and that you can really dial it in how you want. Ambidextrous, loop over, deep ride, you know, tip up. Great action, everything that I look for, and just kind of like a pocket knife that you just want to carry just about anywhere. Going to get a lot of work done, and I paid $160 for it last year. You can definitely score this for under $170, which is just bonkers. A lot of other companies would be charging you double for the materials, the accents. You know, it's not just dull. There are a few other ones out there under 200, but they're pretty bland. This has so many accents, so much going on, and just really feels premium for what you get in the model. So that's how we're going to kick things off. The HOGUE MYSTO. I don't think you'd be disappointed to start a sub $200 collection off with that blade. And throughout the video, guys, I'm going to have links here popping up, but they're in the description box below this video, over to the affiliate networks that I regularly partner with, like Blade HQ, Knife Center, DLT Trading, and several others. Those are all below for all the tools and blades that we're looking at today. So I got to swing by the gas station here and refuel just a little bit. And guys, those affiliates are a simple way for you to help me buy blades like what you see here, continue to do what I do, free for you, helps me out, and continue to create this epic content. Now, on the reverse side here, for those of you who have blade length restrictions, mainly under 3 inches, you know what, a lot of those knives are restricted in their ergonomics. The handles are not large enough if you're a dude like myself. I'm 6'2", a little over 200 pounds. You know, like my hands, large size, 3¼ knuck span. I can't get a grip on half of those knives. They don't feel good in the hand. I feel like I'm just like holding on to a little like scalpel. It's frustrating. There's one knife and a series of knives, but this particular model I think kind of blends the best of everything. And it is the DEMKO Knives Shark Cub, specifically the G10 variant with 20 CV steel. Now this knife from handle to tip is 2.75 inches, but it has full real estate, just enough for me to get all 4 fingers, grip the blade, execute it. I'm not forced into the functional ricasso / choil right there, but I can absolutely use that, choke up. I'm not like riding up on the blade, but I'm not forced into that. Some of these sub 3-inch blades, you're forced into a choil. I don't like that to actually get a good grip. I can get a full grip, use the tool, just barely, but I can. And even though there is like the AUS 10 version in polymer, which will actually be a little bit thicker in the hand, filling out your hand even a little bit more, that's just under $100. And then you can go with the like stealth version that has aluminum. The blade steel is going to be the same. This blade just really offers a lot, especially my recommendation is to go with the slicer or slicey blade shape. They have a few different blade shapes. This one's my favorite. It does have the DEMKO Shark Lock spine. Very, very cool, fidget friendly, just coast, but it slices, guys. This is a very slicey blade, very capable. I EDC this thing, even though I don't have blade restrictions to that extent anywhere. Loop over deep ride, ambidextrous, you know, all the things that you would look for. And this particular variant will be like 160 on average for that. And you're getting that really good 20 CV steel. That's a very good premium steel in the family of M390. And so you're going to get excellent wear resistance from a DEMKO blade. So if you're in the market for a sub $200 knife and you were to say that you had that sub 3-inch blade restriction, this would definitely be probably the top one on the list that I would say, like, start there, you know, fold out from there if you need to, and depending on your knuckle span, you know, whatever, then you might be able to get away with maybe smaller knives. Now, our next blade, I really feel like fills a void that the Benchmade Griptilian has left in the market in the last few years. Go back 5 years ago, if anybody was making lists like this, this would be on it. But these are now pushing like 175, and there is a blade that was released last year by Buck that really put them, I believe, not only back on the market of like in people's minds for not kind of like iconic classic Buck 110s, but like modern, capable, American-made blades. And really, like, between the two, I would choose this blade over the Griptilian any day of the week, having now owned both for quite a period of time. It is the Buck Range Pro full size. I know it was a big mouthful. Now, I've had the mini. I don't really care for the mini. It doesn't fit me ergonomically. The full size is phenomenal. And I had and originally tested the MagnaCut Elite version with aluminum handles, but that's over $200. It's a great blade, nothing wrong with it, and if you want it, do it. But at $125, you get so much. It's our cheapest American-made option here on the video today. And what we're getting is 154 cm. I love that steel. It's just so well-rounded, easy to resharpen, holds a decent edge. It's tough. It's rust resistant. It just works, man. So between that and the S30V version of the Griptilian now, yes, this will hold its edge a little longer, even though they have the same HRC. This is more prone to chipping, but better edge retention. This is going to be a little bit tougher, less prone to edge chipping, and easier to resharpen. The Buck, a little bit tougher to resharpen the S30V. Here's why this one connects with me so much over a Griptilian. Because they both have like bronze washers, crossbar locks, but I don't know if you can hear it. The Benchmade was always so clacky, clack, clack, clack. And even though this is polymer, it just sounds different. It's denser. It has a more like well-built, not hollow sound. It doesn't cause any effect in this, like functionality. So there's that aspect. But then when we look at the handle and the blade, first and foremost, is under 1/8 of an inch thick with a high flat grind. The Griptilian has more of an 1/8 of an inch thick with a low flat grind. So geometry-wise, regardless of steel quality, the Buck is going to slice better than the Griptilian. Then add to that it is a little bit slimmer than the Griptilian, so it doesn't take up as much real estate in your pocket, has a deep ride loop over, ambidextrous tip up pocket clip, which I know a lot of people will probably prefer over this Benchmade variant. And then finally, the Buck has relied on geometry more than texture to lock you into place and give you ergonomics. So it has light jimping, it has diamond patterns, but it's dialed back, and there's no jimping on the bottom portion where a lot of the pressure goes around your fingers. On the flip side, the Griptilian has several jimp points that can be a little bit sharper. The diamond pattern is way more aggressive, and the jimping on the spine is way more aggressive, which means, yeah, you're locked in, but you're gonna feel it, and it just doesn't feel as comfortable to carry and hold in the hand for extended cuts as the buck, and I can save myself about 50 bucks. So a lot of bucks going on there. But that's why the Pro version, to me, for value, to performance, to design, just really connect with me, and I think should absolutely be on a short list for anyone looking at a sub $200 folder. All right, guys, so we're coming to that last series that I think is going to totally blow you guys away with performance and value, but I've talked about this knife a couple times this year already. It just makes sense to have on this list, and if you're looking for just a hard use, one and done, set, forget, quality to value, durability to capability across the board, it's the Cold Steel Recon 1. An S35 VN specifically, because you're gonna pay just over $100 for it still, like 125 max is ballpark what I've been seeing them still go for. I've had this blade in rotation since I started the channel almost 14 years ago. This blade is so capable. I've batoned with these things. The trad lock is not indestructible, but borderline indestructible. The S35 VN is tough, durable, easy to resharpen, rust resistant, holds a good edge, better than the old OS 8 versions for sure. It's just so well-rounded, ambidextrous, and at just under 4 inches, I mean, just really works. 90-degree spine, and blade shapes. You can do Tanto, you can do drop point, you can do clip point. In my opinion, clip point is probably the best. Blade shape, leave a comment. Do you prefer the drop point? This is This is an old school logo right there, dude. So anyway, I mean, just do it. Just do it. If you don't own a Cold Steel Recon 1, you gotta have one in rotation. It'll blow you away. It'll absolutely blow you away. And if for some reason, going back to that blade restrictions, you can't go quite to that, then I would say the Verdict, even though there's a Recon 1 Mini, I like the Verdict. The ergonomics are a little bit better for me. AUS 10, go with the G10 model. It's like a mini Recon. And I think, yes, I have my ruler. This one might be, they're about 90 bucks. It's just over, from handle to tip, it's just over 3 inches. It's like 3.16. So like very, not even a quarter, but very thin, very lightweight, still get the triad, still get ambidextrous, great little variant if you can't carry a Recon. So I always like throwing that Verdict in there. Okay, to our final piece of the puzzle, and you probably think it's going to be the Kershaw Bel Air series, but you would be wrong. There's nothing wrong with these blades. They're epic, and when they came on scene, it was excellent, and I still love these knives. And I'm super glad they finally have the extra large, which is the one, if I am carrying a Bel Air, this is what I'm doing. But American made, Magna Cut, full flat. I mean, excellent design, really, really well done. There's nothing to complain about. But when we look at it, because they're both, especially when we look at like the XL versus the HOGUE, they run about the same cost, and the HOGUE, it's just, the Bel Air is just boring. I mean, it's just G10 and like, there you go. Like, enjoy. This, we got so much of other accents and features, and just between the two, if you were to lay them down, I'm going to probably carry the HOGUE more than I would carry the Bel Air, because of just kind of the difference in kind of materials and feel and all the things that go into that. So that's why the Bel Air is actually not on this list. What is on this list is any Kershaw launch series of autos. These autos are bonkers. All currently under $200. All made in the US with all kinds of steel choices, and really you can pick your flavor. There's about probably close to 10 models, and you can look at anything from, and I'm gonna run in because they should put the model numbers, but like this one right here, M4 steel, aluminum handles, textured, ambidextrous, beefy, like tactical and practical blade. Last I checked, I think 160, 165. You're looking at like a more of a stiletto style, S35 VN, 165, last I checked. Obviously, prices always vary. You can get Magna Cut. This is bonkers, guys. I saw it for like under 170 for the Iridium Auto with aluminum handles, Magna Cut. 160, 170 ballpark, last I checked. Prices fluctuate. And this is what I really want to see, and I think what Kershaw needs to do. Because literally when I reviewed this knife, I said they need to start taking these autos, because I know a lot of people can't carry autos, and start making manual versions. Change nothing, just make a manual, try and keep them around the same cost, and a huge win. They did that this year with the push-button Iridium manual. Magna Cut, G10 handles. Now, it's a little bit more expensive. We'll get into that when I do the full dedicated video. I don't really understand why. But this now gives the capability for people to carry these like everywhere. And I mean, here's a sub $200 Magna Cut, bayonet, aluminum, auto, micarta inlays, deep ride lupo. I mean, like, come on. The original launch 154, CPM 154, discontinued, Emerson. Yeah. Woo! CPM 154, CPM 154 on this bad boy right here, and there's several others that I don't even have in the collection anymore that I've gifted away, done different stuff with. Guys, like if you can carry an auto, those have to be on your short list, and if you can't, there is already the push button Iridium. It's going to be just over $200, 110 or 210 right now. But I would love, and we need to start like petitioning Kershaw to start making some of these models that like pick like their 3 top best sellers of the launch series and then just mold them over into push button manuals. Game the frick over. Game the frick over. So there you go, guys. That is my list coming into early 2026. Top 5 best pocket knives under 200. Leave a comment below, though. I want to know your list of top 5 pocket knives under 200. And always appreciate your guys' feedback. Check out the other video, subscribe, and until next time, always remember to stay equipped, stay prepared, and I'll see you out there.